Dear comrades, you are aware GIEAIA this time under the checkoff applied both for class 3 and 4 and also for officers. We are sure all our class 3-4 members, those who are already with GIEAIA and also the members from other organization will post their confidence on GIEAIA and make it as only a single class 3 and 4 representative in all the 4 companies, in Publicera Generations companies. In tomorrow's check-off exercise going to be held in all the companies. This time GIEAIA has also decided to take the membership from class 1 also, to give them a better service which has not been provided so far by the organization which claim they are 90%, 85%, 80% like that in all the 4 companies. What they have done, being a single largest representative of class 1 organization, the organization which claim that we have done everything, what they have done. This is the question posed not only by GIEAIA, by the members of their own organization. They are posing question. They are fed up with that organization because the main issue has not been addressed by them properly. Transfer and mobility policy, the employees are worst affected, especially the officers are worst affected because of the transfer and mobility policy. And we could not understand. They claim it is one of their achievements. In their pamphlets they have mentioned that no mandatory TMP transfers during last 2 years, minimum transfer in promotion. So one thing they admit, the transfer and mobility policy is mandatory for officers, whereas you all aware in the year 2006, when along with wage revision, when these companies have tried to impose unlimited kilometer TMP on class 3 and 4, it is GIEAIA which stood against the attitude of this management and also the imposition of this TMP, and finally GIEAIA could able to overcome this successfully by exchanging the minutes with the management, Publicera, GIEAIA, all the 4 Publicera general insurance companies. We exchanged the minutes. In that minute we have made it categorically clear that this TMP shall be based on need base. Not only that, it has been limited to 150 kilometers. This means there shall be a need in a particular area, there shall be excess in one area to transfer to the deficit area. This is the reason why the TMP could not be affected after 1 or 2 years by these GIEAIA member companies. Like this, for officers, even though the entire scheme of transfer and mobility policy is not notified along with wage revision for officers, it is through ordinary circular which has been issued by the management. They could not able to make it a need-based transfer and mobility policy. Rather, even today they admitted in their own circular and posters that it is a compulsory TMP, and they take claim for the last 2 years it has not been implemented. Everybody knows to whom we have to give the credit. It is nothing but the COVID, to which the pandemic, to which everybody has to give the credit, not to the individual organization which has been delayed for 2 years the TMP. Whereas GIEAIA assuring all the class 1 officers that GIEAIA will fight for restoration of this TMP or modification of this TMP to need-based transfer. It cannot be compulsory transfer. We assure you we will vigorously take up with the management and see that it is made as need-based TMP, not the compulsory TMP. We are sure. In that way, we request every class 1 to join GIEAIA and make GIEAIA as their representative with the management to see that their problems are resolved. And also they say non-political. What is political? We could not understand. GIEAIA was never political organization. Only thing, GIEAIA used to take the help of all political parties, political MPs, everybody. We used to take the help to resolve our issues. Say even during this JFTU which has conducted the March to Parliament, in that Comrade Binay Vishwam was there. He was addressing our meeting. He is from Communist Party of India. The entire JFTU leadership asked him to lead the entire our public sector general insurance company towards the Parliament, march towards Parliament. Everybody asked him, can we call it as a political? No, it is not so. Even on 28th strike of last month, we gone on strike because of what reason? The entire working class of the country, nearly 20 to 25 crores of the working class, they have vigorously taken our demands. That is, one is not to privatize any of the public sector insurance companies and new pension scheme to be replaced with old pension scheme. So when they have taken our demand, when for that we are joining with them, how anybody can call it is political? So today's scenario is, unless otherwise we create a political demand, we make that new pension scheme as a political demand, it is very difficult for us to achieve old pension scheme for all the new comrades after 1/4/2010 who are all recruited in the industry. So that is the reason GIEAIA always join with central trade unions, entire central government employees who are now affected by the new pension scheme with effect from 1/1/2004, whereas in our company it is effective from 1/4/2010. Why it is so? GIEAIA approached the court of Kerala. In that we mentioned that no one should get affected when a scheme is retrospectively given effect for anything. Nobody should get adversely affected. In that way we could able to change the imposed new pension scheme which was effective earlier from 1/1/2004. We have changed it to 1/4/2000. This is the achievement of GIEAIA. So comrades, we want to address this new pension scheme, make it as a political agenda. Otherwise we could not get it resolved. Recently you would have understood or you would have known through the news items, in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, the Congress government who are presently ruling the state have replaced the new pension scheme with old pension scheme to all the employees of state government. So because it is a vote bank, that only made them to go for replacing the new pension scheme with old pension scheme. So in that way, in 2024 the election is going to come for the Parliament, and at that time if we could able to make these political parties to make our new pension scheme replaced with old pension scheme as a political agenda, definitely we could able to win over that. For that, if we are joining with any political party, their trade union wing to achieve our issue cannot be called as a political organization. But in the name of just eyewash, the organization is claiming we are non-political but they are conveniently by this are not going to join with central trade unions, achieve the demand that new pension scheme will be replaced by old pension scheme. It may not be possible for them unless otherwise we join along with the entire working class of this country and make it as a political agenda. It may not be possible. So GIEAIA has taken a vow. Yes, we will join with central trade unions, we will join with central government employees to achieve the new pension scheme replaced with old pension scheme. So comrade, these are the two issues. TMP is a menace that has to be addressed, that has to be made it as a need-based TMP and new pension scheme to be achieved. This is the immediate task for us, and we understand some of the youngsters when they try to choose GIEAIA, when they have said to the people, they have been given a threat there is a transfer pending against you. That's what the transfer pending for you. So please be careful. So comrade, one thing we assure, the entire class 3 GIEAIA organization or with you, and class 1, naturally your leadership you will elect by your own way of election will be there. There will be a general body meeting. After the check-off exercise is over, the entire class 1 comrades who have voted for GIEAIA under 103, definitely you will be conducting your own general body meeting. You will be electing your own leader. They will take up all your cases, like we are taking up the issues of class 3 employees whose the code number is 26. For officers the code number is 103. So you need not worry, you will have your own leadership. Class 3 and 4 they will have their own leadership. Both will sail together like a train which is flying on 2 rails. One rail will be class 3 and 4, another rail will be class 1. Both will have different leadership, and there will be good coordination, financial independence, functional autonomy, everything will be there for that officers organization, office bearers of the officer your wing. And definitely there will be a coordination committee at regional level, zonal level and all India level, and together we will try to sort out all the issues which are pending with the management and also with the government. So with this I request once again to all the officer comrades, youngsters, otherwise you will be definitely affected by the TMP. Please understand, it is presently the mandatory transfers. They admitted that organization which claim they are majority for so long years, they are the only representative, they admitted is a mandatory, and they have done nothing to make it as need-based transfer. So we assure you, we will take up your cause, your transfers, or any issue. If you are going to refer, our representative class 3 and 4 leaders along with your leaders will take up the issue with the management, and definitely we assure you we will resolve all your issues, all your grievances, and also the promotion or everything what is possible in such a way. We'll try to modify the scheme so that it is definitely useful and helpful, so that you will immediately opt for promotion and then you will go. So comrades, we once again request you to please select 103 if you are an officer, and class 3 and 4 means you please select code number 26 and see that GIEAIA is the only organization which represents all the employees in this industry, and definitely we jointly will achieve our wage revision which is long pending. In the nearest possible time we will try to achieve it. Definitely we are 100% sure, we will confident that we will achieve shortly. So with this I once again appeal to all of you, see tomorrow, do not forget, come to office, please exercise your letter of authorization in favor of GIEAIA for class 1 103, for class 3 and 4 26. Thank you comrades.